The gloomy political and economic background casts a shadow over the US dollar. Nevertheless, the greenback managed to regain some losses, making efforts to enter the positive territory. The US currency finished one of the worst months in history, having lost over 4% against a basket of 6 major rivals in July. The index has slumped 10% from its April's highs. In the meantime, the index has been trading higher for the second session in a row. Today it rose 0.4%. It opened the New York trade at near 93.78, and this assures traders that the greenback will be able to make up for the losses in August. At the same time, some analysts suggest that despite a waning volume of short positions on the US dollar, speculators could carry on selling the greenback on rallies. The highlight of the week is the US nonfarm payrolls. Upbeat employment in the US private sector will prop up the US dollar. Otherwise, worse than expected data will be viewed by market participants as a precursor to major troubles in the US economy that will spook dollar bulls. Today, Wall Street is again trading in the black amid the positive trading sentiment in Asia and Europe. The US equity market finds extra support from strong financial records of the US companies. Microsoft reported that in the nearest weeks it would begin negotiations with Chinese ByteDance on a purchase of popular TikTok app. Besides, investors pin hopes for the new stimulus package from the US authorities. Bearing in mind the presidential elections, the US lawmakers could cheer the market with good news on extra financial aid. Futures on the Dow Jones grew 0.6% in the early New York session to trade at 26,476. Futures on the S&P 500 climbed 0.61% to trade at 3,282.38. Today, investors are alert to a series of macroeconomic data from the US with a focus on the manufacturing PMI from the Institute for Supply Management. Most experts share the viewpoint that the US economy has passed the bottom. At the same time, the economy has to follow the rough path of recovery amid rampant coronavirus cases and the prospect of the second shutdown. The Canadian dollar showed resilience against the US dollar on Friday, despite the greenback's efforts to regain footing. The loonie was supported by strong GDP data from Canada. The dollar versus loonie pair closed the week trading sideways. Today, the currency pair is rising amid the correction of the US dollar. The pair settled up at 134.30. Despite this uptick, the outlook for the US dollar is still bearish, so the loonie could assert strength later. When it comes to the oil market, oil prices are again trading higher. WTI climbed over $40 a barrel. Amid the lack of news on the oil front, investors are mulling over demand and supply in the energy market. They are worried about imbalance that causes gyration of prices. Analysts expect oil prices to rebound to recent highs. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching and see you back tomorrow.